Howdy everyone, Poacher here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we're jumping into the arena to do the hero spotlight for Lola, the newest Renegades member. She is a rogue. We'll go over her stats, her abilities, her animations, and talk a little bit about the character. So getting into it, her stats, hit points come in at 13.8 million. Her speed is 266, armor 93k, magic damage resistance 619k, basic magic damage 1.6 million, magic critical hit chance 51%. Not bad. I like a good 50% crit rate. Magic critical damage is 3.5 million, and the more in-depth stats are here. Feel free to stop it and have a look at anything you see fit. Take it, use it, do whatever you want with it. The information is yours. So let's jump over to the arena and check out this character. Jumping into the arena, we have Lola's basic attack, Acrid Smoke. Performs a ranged magic attack on the target and 2 random enemies. Cast Acid Particles, that is the awakened version. It is Acid Fog, if not awakened, on them for 2 turns. When the target receives a shield, she deals damage that is equal to that shield strength and ignores it. If the target already has a shield, she deals damage equal to 50% of its size at the start of the turn. Awakening it, damage is increased by 50%. Cast Acid Particles instead of Acid Fog, as I mentioned before. If the target already has a shield, she deals damage equal to 50% of the size of that target's shield. Now, that is the first time we've ever seen this effect outside of Drake. That was Drake's bread and butter, but now we are seeing it in some new heroes, so Lola is able to do that. We'll go ahead and look at the animation on the enemy Ramfit. She'll, not slash them, but deal damage. As you can see, Acid Particles is applied to Eva and Ramfit. It will be removed by the Roxanne when her turn comes around, and she is immune, but it would have been applied to her as well if she was not immune to debuffs. So very nice. Again, it's a very niche ability. You really want to be using this character in a, well, not just in, but it would be the most benefit to her to be versing enemies that are consistently applying shield to themselves. Moving on to Lola's second ability, we have Cunning Catry. Performs a melee magic attack on the target and 3 random enemies. Critical damage chance is increased by 20% for every darkness token on Lola. When taking critical damage, the enemy receives the charm effect. Lola does not receive damage or debuffs from the target, removed when Lola dies or deals damage to the charmed target. Every such instance of critical damage removes 1 darkness token from Lola. So we're seeing a little bit of bliss in her, the charm effect. And then awakening this depletes dot effects on the primary target before charm is cast. I've checked with Playcott because I have put a suggestion through on the wording of the awakening. It doesn't just deplete the dots, it does trigger the damage of the dots first and then depletes them. So we'll go ahead and look at the animation of the ability. Catry, what is it going to do? Little red dust and then slash them. Beautiful, lovely animation. Oh, there we go. Void Gunner coming in with the support. Lola's third ability, Stolen Knowledge, and you're right, we're taking something from another character. We've had Drake, we've had Blitz. Who do we have this time? Librarian. Stolen Knowledge removes 3 buff stacks from the target and 2 random enemies. Cast 2 stacks of the Mirror of Darkness debuff on them. When the target attempts to cast debuffs with its abilities, those debuffs stick to the target itself instead. The effect dissolves after triggering. After this, she performs a ranged magic attack on the enemy with the lowest HP. Damage is increased by 25% for every stack removed before that. Removes all darkness tokens from Lola. Awakening this performs another ranged magic attack on the enemy with the lowest HP, even if it's a different character, with the same increased damage for the removed effect. So let's go ahead and look at the animation before we talk about this ability. So, bing, bang, boom, and damage. Wonderful. Okay, let's talk about this ability. It is Librarian on steroids. Mirror of Darkness is one of the strongest counterplays in the game. Librarian's weakness was that he only had an 80% chance of applying it, which, 80% is huge, but it still makes a massive difference. 20%. 1 out of every 5 fights you do, he's not applying it. And it is one of the most potent debuffs out there. Let's take into consideration a faction. I'm not saying this team can beat them, but it is just a good example. The Chaos Spawn. They have one of the most potent debuff appliers in the game, Luxuria. You go over her kit and see what she can apply in terms of debuffs to the enemy. It's massive. It is a disgusting hero. In comes Lola, Mirror of Darkness, boom. She casts all those debuffs right back at her. So It is, like I said, one of the strongest counterplays in the game. It is a 100% chance to apply it to the enemy. Of course, if they are protected from debuffs, so be it, but still, not every enemy will be protected from debuffs. Of course, unless it's a buff cast by another enemy. It's not the point, Mirror of Darkness. Now, the other massive advantage Mirror of Darkness has is if it is applied to the enemy, you see cast 2 stacks. It's not like a regular debuff. It doesn't run out in 2 turns. It is there for good. The enemy physically needs to cast debuffs to remove a stack. You cannot work around it. You can't get the Mirror of Darkness debuff on you and say, whatever, I'm just going to basic attack for 2 turns, waste a stack each turn, and then I'll use my big debuffs. It won't work. A debuff needs to be applied for a stack to be removed. So, if you do apply it, the enemy either needs to use their abilities to get rid of it, or it needs to be cleansed somehow. Not impossible, but you cannot stall this out. I keep saying it, it is one of the strongest counterplays in the game. To just be able to do that to the enemy, and Lola is fast. It's not like she's going to be performing at the end of every character and the damage has already been done. She's fast. She's going to get the Mirror of Darkness out there. So, yeah, I just love what it is capable of doing. And it is and this is something I love about stuff like this is, does it have a weakness? And absolutely it does. A faction that does not deal in debuffs. As simple as that. It's an easy workaround. There are ways to make factions strong without relying on debuffs. So, yeah, it's just something I like. When there's something strong, it has a counter, it's a win in my books. Mirror of Darkness, great ability. We've seen the ability. Let's move on to her passive. Moving on to Lola's final skill, her passive, High Society. Lola starts the battle with 3 darkness tokens at the start of her turn. She gains 1 darkness token, a maximum of 5. Has a 15% chance per darkness token to cast Shock and Awe on the enemy that has dealt damage to her with an ability for 2 turns. Reduces all defense and all outgoing damage of the target by 50%, and the target has a 50% chance of skipping its turn. At the start of the battle, she increases the initiative of allied Felicia. Don't ask me who she is, I don't know yet, by 100%. If an allied renegade or demon is supposed to die and Lola has darkness tokens on her, the ally will instead recover 18% of its max HP for every token on Lola. Only triggers once every 3 turns. After that, all darkness tokens are removed. Awakening this, the power of Shock and Awe is increased, restores more HP to allied renegades and demons. So, I really love this ability. I love that it makes use of her darkness tokens without actually having to use her darkness tokens. Like, if she's got some on her, she is going to save an ally. I think that's huge. It does deplete them, which is fair enough. It's fairly powerful to just revive an ally, especially when she's not a healer. So, yeah, I love that. To be honest, she has a really nice kit. I really like Lola. And depending on who Felicia is, yeah, it'd be very, very interesting to just give someone 100% initiative. To just start the battle with 100% initiative to go first can just often set ups for so many things. So yeah, can't wait to see who that is. Overall, yeah, I really like her. I really like her. She's probably one of my favorite renegades. Like I said, they're all just utility, and she has really nice utility. She has a bit of everything from just good characters at one point or another in the game. Bliss, I mean, his charm effect is always good for her. She's protected a lot of the time. Then she has Acid Fog. She can deal with shields efficiently. That's just off her basic. What was her other ability? Of course, the Mirror of Darkness or whatever it's called, to just reflect debuffs. She's just a really nice hero. Not going to show her in battle though. We've already got a video of that. If you want to watch it, jump a few videos back. You'll find it, Corvus and Lola. And yeah, that is Lola. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I will answer it to the best of my ability. Over here on the world. Until next time, please take care of yourself.